Uh, I guess just start with what we have here then. Uh, okay, so as fun as it was fucking around on first super, I'm gonna do defense first, and then we'll talk about breaking the defense. As fun as it was fucking around super aggro, let's be normal people, and we're gonna focus on two different holds. We're gonna do chicken wire and flank hold. That's, I guess, is like a difference between a forward hold and like a more like standard passive hold. Uh, Generally, the more meta, I would say, at least the old meta, is chicken wire because it lets all your players stay safe, lets you make sure that you get out for a good second hold, yada yada. Second hold is way more important than the first hold. So, this is what's generally done, though it's been changing a little bit more to the flank hold, which is like gun back here, dispenser, telly, and then your pyro stays around gun. You have your soldier and flank people watching the side house, and then you have your demo spamming, switching from playing low ground here, spamming the hill or spamming tracks like this, and then sometimes switching to playing back up here to play the high ground. Your heavy then plays the head glitch here, and if they get knocked off, they can just rev from here and then play around the angles that they currently have. And Scott's just around spy checking as well as just keeping the pressure off your heavy. It's more helping on this side of the map, Cream, rather than helping on the flank. Yeah, you're more helping with your heavy around the hill.
Alright, gotcha.
Especially since you want Siren or whoever's playing heavy to just focus on what's forward and mow down what's forward. You don't really want them to have to like constantly look around for spy. So that's what you're kind of helping with. And then whenever if they do drop off and they're shooting something, you can help focus fire it. But yeah. Sniper is going to be rotating between gun. I don't... Sarah, did you have any of your sniper mentors go over this map?
Kind of, but I forgot.
Okay. Try not to forget, because...
You're off the team.
I forgot.
For if you're doing a flank hold, you will be switching between playing these various angles here, here, or like here.
Do these have names?
No, not really. No name
Okay.
here. Yeah, there's no name, no name. These are just angles that you need to kind of know.
Okay, got it. So normally, like, I've
like
tended to stand kind of near the heavy for my first shot, like on the hill, and then drop down immediately after.
If you want to do that at the very beginning, that's fine. Just don't die for it.
Okay.
You can get a buff before you do so you don't get 150'd. It's just that once you take that one shot, obviously when you drop down, you want to rotate to the flank because this is the hold I'm talking about, where your team's playing more forward, and they will protect you here. You can get buffs here, and you have lots of cover that you can play around. Right. Ideally, Sniggity or Stab or whoever is playing Spy will call the sniper pretty proactively. There's not really much else to do. It's really hard to go for stabs, I feel like, at this part of the map.
Okay.
So, unless Sniggity finds the opening on someone that's playing alone in like a house or something. But for the most part, he will just be calming where the sniper is a lot. And you just kind of play around. If the sniper is called on the hill, for instance, you can usually safely assume that they're hugging this left side, and they're ideally trying to peek this, but they might be clearing like each angle up until that point. So if he's called hill, you can either play this to like...
Sniper? Hey, it's Pauling. Interested in some extra work?
You can either pre-aim here so that when he crosses you can just click. Or maybe you want him to, or want to wait until after he's finished peeking, and then you can peek him from a different angle he wouldn't be looking at. However, it makes sense. You don't have to overthink it.
Sarah, also, I just did like a map review with a spy, and he said that when the sniper like rounds that corner on that rock there, to the left, yeah, that rock. So like when he rounds this corner here to peek down main, I'll try to decloak on him and get him. It's the best spot to do it. So if you
Alright.
shoot at him, then I can get behind him.
And I rotate between these angles for both the flank and the chicken wire hold.
No, just for the flank hold. I'm only talking about flank hold for now.
Okay,
I'll
okay,
go
okay.
over chicken wire for you in a bit. Flank hold, I just want to focus on. I think you guys should try flank hold, and then if it doesn't work out, then just resort to chicken wire, because it's important that you get a good second. If you're starting to all wipe on first, and then you don't have a good hold for a second, then just don't bother with the first hold. Hard holding it. It's kind of why I also wanted Cats to be here, so that because he's going to be making these calls. Right? If you start losing players, like let's say you're like 2 or 3 players down, you guys should just leave and play to live and play for second. Overcommitting to first holds is what like really kills rounds for people playing Vigil, and so you don't want to lose your entire team. Because it's a long rotation. It's actually worse, in my opinion, to go through the safety of the house, because it takes longer than if you just cross the sniper sight line directly, if you can help it. And ideally, you might have like battalions or something to help you cross. And you can't shoot everyone at once, so you just kind of cross past this way is way better when backing out. But you guys have to be on the same page of it, and ideally, it's established like before each half. Before you guys actually kind of like roll out, because it also affects your NG's rollout and other people's rollouts too. Of course, your demo will be doing stickies the same way, probably regardless. I think maybe its demos do it a little differently. I don't play demos, so I don't really know whether create stickies at the beginning. But yeah, I would like you guys to start with the forward, trying it out, and that's why I'm mentioning it here, because I don't think I had you guys try this last season. I think I've only already told you guys to do chicken wire. I think maybe we tried flank before, but yeah.
We did it one time and it instantly got rolled and we never did it again.
Yeah, that's generally how it goes. if you don't know what you're doing. Soldier is going to be playing either up here or like peeking this down here and then shooting, then jumping away up if needed. Like, whatever makes sense. I don't really ever recommend playing this front area besides at the very start. After the front you can play up here, spam where the cart is, spam combo if you want. Try not to peek the sniper too much, and then you just drop down and leave. And then if they start pushing or something, you can play for post up here. If there's an Uber, usually sniper won't be looking for the soldier up here, so you're fairly safe to go for plays. The sniper during the Uber should be trying to go for picks from un-Ubered players, and they'll be more focused on peeking forward than peeking behind. It lets you also, yeah, again, just shoot at the cart pretty easily from height. And it being in this area denies the space from other people trying to shoot your gun, because your gun's going to be playing here to stop anyone from walking into your combo that's on height up here. And so wrangling, and in case you need to wrangle across or something, the gun's kind of like a safety net, while the rest of your combo and players are focused on tracks and the hill. Basically everything within this kind of like cube that you see from this prop is what everyone is mainly focusing on. And then you just have a couple players keeping an eye over here to make sure that they don't do any pinch plays. Tazi and whoever is playing Pyro will just be focusing on denying the spy from your gun, mainly, and your combo. And then air blasting soldiers and spam from going up on this hill. Sometimes what might not be a bad idea is just as soon as you pull the exchange, you guys have an Uber exchange, you lose a couple players, and then you just immediately leave. That's fine. Even if you delay like even a minute, it's fine. As long as you like make it the second safely. But yeah. I think I covered everyone. If for that first, anyone have any questions about the forward first holds? Anything that's not clear yet? I don't know if I covered everything.
I think so. Where does our pyro stay? Mostly just like around the combo? Or?
Dispenser's gonna be here. And your medic's going to be on the height up here as well. So your pyro is just kind of spraying around the dispenser and around the gun a little bit. If your demo drops to the tracks here, your pyro might follow just to the air blast to spam.
Okay.
And then just immediately go back up to with the combo as soon. Ideally, your pyro and your demo are moving together, switching between dropping down if needed to like spam from this space that they created, and if you're losing the space, then both you get on height and then spam from here together.
Okay.
Ideally, Zuna is pretty aware for the spy themselves, so that your team can focus elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So why it's nice that all the buildings are kind of close, is so that you can kind of deal with it all on your own. But yeah, that's gonna be holding first. Yeah, you lose a couple players, just go back to chicken wire or just fully leave. Ideally, just fully leave at that point. Oh, your NG's not here, but in case I forget to mention it when they are here, I dislike trying to save your buildings and leaving. I think it's too risky from here. It's why I think you perma-equip the Eureka, not perma-equip, for the forward first, you equip the Eureka effect. I also like the Rescue Ranger on this point, so that you can stay on your dispenser and heal it from afar without taking spam. But the Eureka effect is nice because when your team is leaving, instead of risking dying by crossing and leaving as well, you can just Eureka effect back to spawn and start building on second really fast.
That sounds good.
Yeah, Rhythm. So that's why I recommend if you're ever subbing in or playing and you're playing first, Eureka effect with your Rescue Ranger is what I do.
Alright.
I tried to save my gun, so like we're calling to back out. I Rescue Ranger it from here, and I try to leave this way or through. It has never really worked for me. It's also a bit slow because you move slower, and then you also take mini crits, and you're crossing a sight line, or people are cutting you off. It just sucks. I don't think being cut off is as big a concern in this division, but still something to be aware of. Okay, so anyways, that's the forward. I think I went over like all 9 classes, so I'm just gonna oh, I guess the last thing is for medic. If they Uber into you, don't hold it, don't milk it, just Uber pretty fast. Ideally, it's a demo pyro. If you flash more to save. Sometimes if they're rushing your heavy during that Uber exchange and like the demo's trying to shoot your heavy, you'll have to flash your heavy, that kind of thing. You never really have to flash in your scout. Your scout should be safe during those Ubers. It's up to your scout to not take a lot of spam during the Ubers. Oh, and packs. I'm sure everyone knows. There's small packs here, medium and large pack here. And then for your soldier or scout, no, probably for your scout, you can probably just run back here and grab one of these mediums and rotate back pretty fast. For something to know for your NG, I always keep an eye on these packs because spies, when they go behind, they love to take the packs.
Yeah.
They take the packs to extend their cloak or to get healthy again. So if you see those missing, usually it means that there's a spy behind and you have to be careful for that. It's roughly in that area. I've made spy calls based off of the packs being missing and gotten the spy caught because my pyro checked there. Yeah, good thing to know. Okay, now that's genuinely the last part of the forward. Next one is chicken wire. This is more passive. Usually it's like dispenser and gun back here. No real telly for this. Some gun can either be here, more passive. I've seen it on the crates here. I've seen it on this corner. I usually put it on the corner at the start until it start taking spam. People that are really funny will put the gun up here for a funny pick or two. Honestly, I think it would be kind of good for you to do, because in amateur especially, I don't think people will be looking for that, and it would probably get a kill or two. It gets worse in the higher divs, but in low divs, putting a surprise gun here and then Rescue Rangering it back when it gets a kill or two is pretty good. You don't have it sit there for too long, because if it gets sapped or something, then you just stand on the gun. But hey, get a kill or two, Rescue Ranger it back, then replace it more passive. That's a good idea. Anyways, so how the chicken wire holds work, usually you have super aggressive flank up here. Usually it's like your soldier and scout will be playing more forward up here, just trying to create a little bit of space and delay. Your heavy will play the rocks here for a bit, while your demo is also kind of playing out on the tracks, like roughly in this area. And when the cart gets roughly to this corner, and they're really starting to take the space, or maybe they took flank and killed your flank, that's when you want to start backing up, so your demo will start playing on the chicken wire more, so that they are protected from snipers. And your heavy, instead of playing up there, might try to play from down here for a bit. Try to catch people walking into your combo. And you just kind of play around these corners here. Be aware that no one's spy checking for you, heavy, so you'd just be on your own for looking for spy, as well as just praying forward where you can. You just want to stop people from walking into your combo as they play more passive and ready to back out. Sniper, you'll be playing either side of this fence. Usually it's best just to play this side of the fence and then block off the... and make sure you're blocked off from the hill. You don't have to look for SVS. Offense is looking for the SVS on you. You don't have to worry about taking the SVS with them. Just play your life so that you are alive on second, and ideally you just want to delay cart. Keep in mind, there's a hill here. Okay, Sarah? There's a hill here that's pretty steep. When it's going down this hill, the cart pushers like to hide behind it. You can shoot their heads, especially the engineer. You can shoot their heads if they're trying to crouch behind it. And it's really free picks because the noobs think that they're safe or overcommit to it, and it's a free pick.
Okay.
It's really painful.
Yeah, alternatively, you can get more height by peeking here. Just make sure you're aware that the sniper could be peeking from like different angles too.
Okay.
If sniper is called flank, you can play a little bit further back and then use this angle, because they're probably looking to get something off this angle here. But otherwise, you're just mainly worrying about this angle right here. Okay. I think a lot of time you slow peek it is how I see snipers play that. So that you can, even if you just get the body shot 150, you can slow down the cart. Any extra seconds you can get off the cart is really good. When you're using chicken hold, you shouldn't expect their medic to be walking out, and as such, you don't want your medic to ever use if they can help it. Your medic's just playing back by the chicken wire and just focusing on healing. Making sure that they're never peeking the sniper wherever they are, and just playing roughly around here. Your pyro is going to be checking corners such as these, up here, and around here, or even in this bush. Sarah, you would have to be careful by decloaking right here. And their pyro can't really check that without using the detonator, which is fine. They can do that. But I don't think it'll be in the forefront of their mind when they're spy checking. So just be aware. Spy could decloak there. You have to use your ears, or just don't wide peek this as much.
Okay.
I talked about heavy, and then when your team leaves through hill, your heavy will leave through tunnel. Usually you can just, as heavy, you can just hug this wall, grab the packs if you need it, and just keep on leaving. Or you could, if you want to leave even faster, you just ignore those packs, go straight, and you can just grab these packs instead. That works too. When you're backing out. When the cart is like really close, like around here, and they're really taking a lot of space, I would say cart is like around this bend right here. Maybe at the start of that bend, or like at the end of that bend. That's when you want your entire team to back out the second, especially your engineer. Because you want the gun set up in time for the second push. And you want to make sure everyone's in positions. If you wait too long, like wait until it's actually capped in order to back out, then they will just walk into you and you don't have your gun or anything set up and no one's not in the right positions, and you will be caught during the chaos time. I don't think that's as much of an issue in lower divs, but still just something you want to be wary of. Any team that knows how to go fast, you want to be prepared against. Okay, chicken wire, anything else? Scouts and soldiers on the flank. Your heavies playing the rocks for a little bit, with your demos playing out. Your demo's playing out for a little bit. You back out, play more passive. when the cart gets a little bit closer and they're taking space. Then you play chicken wire for a bit. When the cart gets to around this kind of bend area, then you want to back out for a second. During the chicken wire, your medic and your engineer will be back here, and as such, your pyro will be back here to spy check as well. You're not really going to be focusing on air blasting as much. You just want to protect your sniper instead, and not protect your players from the spy.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
On average, like how much for both holds, at least, like what's the average time that
People can hard hold first if the other team doesn't know how to deal with the forward hold.
Okay.
And otherwise you can delay like a minute or two, sometimes 2 minutes.
Okay.
Teams that are better tends to be a little bit less time because they know that they're supposed to quick exchange, and then in the post fight, just grab some kills. Once you grab some kills, the other team is forced to leave because otherwise they lose second. It's a higher risk reward. This delays you more time than the passive hold, but you also have a chance to lose time on second, which is bad.
Okay.
The chicken wire delays less time, probably like 30 seconds maybe on better. If it's really good, maybe like a minute. Less time on average, but it guarantees that you have time to hold on second. And that's, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions in the higher divs, second is significantly more important than first.
Yeah.
Teams will struggle so hard to push second, like pretty consistently. Even in qualifiers I just played, I've hard held teams on second. Second is hard for like 2 teams. Imposters, I think we hard held second, and the Minty team, we hard held second, all in the same weekend for matches. So it's a really hard point to push. That's why you have to choose carefully which one you want to do. And like if forward's not working out, then just do chicken wire, do passive. Does that answer your question?
Yep. Thank you.
Cream and Death, if you're on flank, it's okay to die. Don't be too conservative with your life. You don't have to be. Doesn't mean to go feed, but like if you die in the flank forward when your team is playing chicken wire, it's not the big deal. You'll respawn and get in position by the time your team backs up, usually. Unless you're like a really late death. If they're like committing like a whole bunch of players, like your soldier can just back out and your scout can just run away. So you can kite it or feed accordingly. Whatever, like, just look for opportunities and gauge your fights, and then you'll be fine. Okay, I think that's enough about first. I kind of want to move on. Yeah, chicken wire, I already talked about all these classes, I think. Yeah, cool. The only one I didn't talk about was Spy, but I think you just covered it with... Did you just cover it with a mentor?
Yeah, I had aimbot in here. We talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you're mostly just calling and then going for free picks when you can.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. I think it's really important for you to, however, to live for a second. So once they cap, we need you alive and playing eyes.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Just sit back there with a cloak and dagger and call their combo.
Yeah, it can be here, up here. People tend to spray like roughly in these 2 spots, even though like they're the best few spots that you have is by this pack.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I think it'll be free in this div. But if people do check here on their team, there are some off angles I've seen used, even invite, like on these windows. People don't check up here. It's a little bit of a meme. I've seen Spoo use back here though, and Jacob back here. Because no one ever checks back here. But this is also usually when teams are regrouping and taking out their medic and shit. They'll look up here, and because they can see whatever is rolling out, and then maybe decloak on the rolling out player. But obviously, if they're about to push hill, that's a little bit too far away. But yeah.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even sit back there. Maybe the window.
Yeah. The point is though, just stay alive for first, the end of first. Okay. Enough about first. Second. Gun. Corner. Or right in the middle. There's also rock. I don't use it too often, but there's rock too. So 1, 2, 3 spots to be aware of. My most common one that I like is right here. Otherwise, this one's okay. Rockhold is also okay. They're very, like, believe it or not, these 3 different spots are pretty different. These 2 are similar, but also significantly different. This one watches better on tracks. And also watches up here in case anyone drops off or something. So it sees the most overall, but it's also the easiest to spam because while it can look at players up here, players can also look from right here and even outside of its range like this. So it's not great. It also gives a spy a decloak right here. No one will ever catch the spy.
Yeah, that's my
here.
favorite spot.
And then they just jump up and then sap it. If the gun is over here, the sapper does not reach that far. So it forces them to take the stairs up. Which is also why I've started to put a teleporter on the stairs too, to delay the spy, make them jump over it. But yeah, it sees the most, but it's also the easiest to spam. Spies even sometimes just decloak here and then go for the sap, and it's pretty fast. Obviously there's always the bush spot. Some just decloak from behind, like in here, and then go for the sap. Or even from this side, and go for the sap. It has the most sap angles, it has the most angles to spam it, but it also sees the most, so it's kind of higher risk, higher reward kind of thing. Usually if my gun's on the corner, I'm playing more like right here-ish, because I have better vision all the way around, and I can like get right in the spy's face for the shotgun. Usually spies won't decloak around here, because this is where your team is looking and playing around, so. Usually I play like on the ground right here. Just be careful of sniper peeking this angle right here. And then gunspot I use occasionally. This is good, really good against teams that like to push main. I don't think in amateur you will have that many teams that Uber through main, but if it is a team that Ubers through main, this gun is really good with dealing with them. It's also pretty decent on hill too. You have to wrangle to reach them, but still pretty good. Also can't be spammed really from the other side. So it's the furthest back, can see a lot, and you also don't have any good spy angles to sap it. You can just do 360s and you can probably find it, and then use sentry rockets to kill the spy from up here. The downside is it doesn't watch side tunnel at all, so your side tunnel players just have free roam, or they're side tunnel players. If you have a rock gun, then you need like your heavy or your soldier to be playing over here, if they aren't already. Ideally both, I think, if you have a rock gun. Okay, with the gun in mind, your players, yeah, kind of play around that. Dispenser is always going to be behind this little shack. With your demo spamming the hill, your sniper usually peeks. I see mostly wide peeks, and lower divs, they might peek like this, hugging the left side. I think it's kind of risky, but if it works, it works. You can catch the demo and players earlier when they're going hill with your snipers peeking close like this, but usually snipers like to peek a little bit wider. Maybe more on the right side rather than left side. I think it's because it doesn't watch as far back, so they can't be sniped as far back. And they only have 2 angles to worry about, really.
Oh, I thought it was because, like, it forces the pushing sniper to take the SVS.
I mean, that too, but I was thinking about, like, other players.
Okay.
As well. If you play here, and you're watching this, a soldier or a scout could just jump right here, and then you wouldn't see them, and then they can just spam you right there.
Okay.
If you're back here, you see that player dropping there. You can see them if they're coming through Jenkins there, any of these doorways, because they all cross the same exact sightline. That sightline or this, you can still watch it pretty well, even well scoped, I think. So sniper aside, it's just better for from the other classes too. But yeah, sniper, facts. And then your players just have to keep that in mind that you're peeking over there. Your medic probably won't reach as far. No, your medic will probably can play it out. Don't have to sit in the dispenser here. And then just make sure that you stay buff. Your demo stays buff as your demos peaks the hill. I want cream. You're mostly going to be a little spy bitch. You're looking around for a spy, and then you're spotting main, and that's your main jobs. Is that you'll be spotting main tunnel a little bit. If there's a mini, don't bother peeking it. Just looking to see if they're gonna come main tunnel with an Uber. You'll back up, and then you check all the standard spy spots back here for the spy and shit. You really want your pyro to ideally be focusing on denial, Uber denial and shit, rather than dealing with the spy. It's actually really important. It's a hill, so it's really easy to stuff. Same side tunnel, it's a choke, really easy to stuff. Main, you're on height, and it's a hill, so it's really easy to stuff. So pyro is really good for stuffing and looking forward on this point. So you just want to focus on the spy for your pyro. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, you play your life. And also, this is just kind of sucks for Scout. Side tunnel really blows because of the tight choke, and if there's a heavy or a soldier there, you die. If you peek this too much, you could just die from spam as well. Hill, you don't want to be part of Ubers, but if your demo needs extra help, like killing things, then you can play Hill to help a little bit before rotating back. I do think, especially if the spy's dead, you can help your demo on Hill. But
I was gonna say something I've already been doing is I mean, I've been playing on the hill and just spamming the cleaver and Rab Assassin over hill, and that's mainly what I've been doing.
Yep. Then keep on doing it. And then when you see the spy's alive and is probably rotated, you just go back to spy checking.
Alright.
Soldier and Heavy's big thing is managing side tunnel and just tunnel in general. You guys will either be peeking side tunnel either together. At the beginning, like, I think it's fine to go together so that you're not... If you have just your soldier or just your heavy, they might be pushed back by like 4 different players. But if they're both playing together, both your heavy and your soldier peek at once. You whip your heavy through, they rev around the corner, and then you spam as well. There's nothing they can really do about both of you peeking at the same time from the same angle. And then you flush it out, and then you just rotate back. I don't like my players playing this far forward. I'm not a huge fan of my heavy and soldier playing right here either. Like, a little bit of rocket spam is fine. But I like when my heavy and soldiers are playing a little bit further back, and then they go in to flush around side tunnel. They don't really cross this line unless, like, they're wiping on the hill and you have more space. I just don't want my soldier and heavy to die or take too much damage. And that's why I like it when you guys play a little bit more passive and then go in together when you want to like clear it out. If the cart goes past this corner and is more going towards like, I forget how it would look on the bottom, but if you guys can kind of memorize how the cart is at the bottom so that around this point when it's exiting the tunnel, you kind of want your heavy to be playing on starting to play on the dispenser more. So that you can watch main tunnel and then also peek on the hill like this. And then your soldiers kind of solo plays side tunnel. Can solo play side tunnel and can also jump onto the rooftop for spam. And that'd be mainly your soldier things. Alternatively, you can have like soldier playing more this side and spamming down. Maybe jumping down and then jumping back up as needed. Or in dispenser, and then keep your heavy side tunnel. That's fine. I just want one of your guys' flank to be watching main tunnel. Because if the cart gets all the way up here, that's just a bunch of free cart time that no one's really seeing. Especially if the gun is playing either here or back here. Then no one else is watching for the cart time. So that's why heavy is really good for dealing with that cart time. Denying that space. If they have bad cart time on second, it means that they're going to be slower on third. So, it's like an anti-snowball. So, have one of your flank members watching tracks is really good. From the dispenser. Of course, you'll be on battalions. And yeah, if you're playing side tunnel alone, but you'll mostly never flush it out entirely. You'll just be doing slow peeks a little bit. Don't peek too far around corners. I would spam it with one rocket if you can, just in case there's like a heavy or something revved around the corner and they turn the corner and you get melted. You don't want to get melted. So you want to make sure that each time you turn, it's kind of safe, and then you back off without overcommitting your body. It's good to spam cart a little bit if it's safe, especially if they're still pushing cart. Just because you want to get banner. Get banner whenever you can, and you just do that by spam damage. Then either you or heavy also have these packs back here. Yeah, I've actually seen heavies, if they get forced out of side tunnel completely, they'll play over here, they rev, they have packs here, and then they just repeak. Fight from here for a little bit. If they get low, they just grab these packs and then just recommit. So, that's one way of playing that. I think soldiers can do the same thing, just not as well, probably. That everything for second. I think so. How usually it goes is that there's most of the time it'll be hill pushes, so you just always want to make sure you have eyes, and if your spy's dead, like someone's just looking out on hill, see if they're going to be peeking. You don't have to peek your full body up on the top of the hill. You want to be behind it and more head peeking. Goes for any players that are peeking hill at the time. Always be careful with the snipers, because snipers could be be behind the boxes here, looking for heads that are peeking out, or even next to the boxes. So just play safe. Don't overcommit your body. It's okay to go over and chase if like they're down a lot of players and you have the space to. I don't know how good you guys are naturally good at chasing, so I'm not going to really encourage you guys too much to chase. In which case, just play safer and reset. If you guys are good at chasing, and ideally you guys will eventually be good at chasing, you'll find opportunities to just kind of walk forward in them without losing any players and getting some frags. Okay. Anything I forget? Soldier, pyro, demo, medic. Any questions before I go to the next point? I just kind of want to keep on going. Nope. Okay, cool.
How do we leave?
Leave?
Yep.
Ideally, a lot of the times you'll be leaving when... there's like two cases of leaving. You're down a lot of players, or you're down positioning. Outside of those cases, you won't ever really leave. If you're down positioning, so let's say there's an Uber, you guys all back up to kite the Uber, and now they have all that space. You lose gun, they have like all this space up here, and they're starting to push cart around this corner and up the hill. Theoretically, a repush can happen from tracks. So your entire combo, your sniper and everyone, will regroup from around tracks. You can maybe get level 1 built back here. And you guys will spam the cart from here, back here, and looking the various angles. Sarah, you'd be clearing angles first from here, then from here, seeing what you can get. Maybe up there if needed, if that's where the sniper is. Just clear angles one at a time. And see if you make space for the team to walk back forward and recommit. Because if you can if you don't have positioning, but you have all your players, and you guys think you can get positioning in time before the cap, it can be worth it to do so. If you can get the frags and not lose anybody. If you're like dying a lot trying to refight, cut your losses and just leave. What's nice about tracks is that you can just leave pretty easily. The only thing you have to be careful about is the hill sight line right here as a team. But like you just have to cross that regardless. There's nothing you can really do about it.
So, so I was wondering about an angle that you can hold from the spawn room. Although I don't think I'd be the one holding the door open.
This one?
Yeah.
Not if the situation is refight from tracks.
Okay.
And again, this is the situation where you're up all your players, and you have enough. They have bad cart time, so you can refight. If you are down players, like a fair amount of players compared to them, let's say they have all 9 or maybe even just 8 players up, but you guys are down like 3 or 4, so you only have like 5 players alive. Don't refight tracks. Ideally, cats will make these calls. or your main caller, whoever's main calling, ideally cats, but is making the call at this point in time, let's reflect the tracks, or let's get out to third. Okay, and also this is actually a problem with higher divs. If someone sees like more aggressive, it's like playing a little bit more aggressive, or like Sniggity is on hill, and like seeing that there's a fair amount of space, I actually, okay, this is kind of a debated topic. I hate the counter calling. If Sniggity sees no one's on hill, but it's called to get out, and Sniggity goes, wait, they're not here. You stay. You guys should stay. The issue there is that half the people will get out because that's what they heard, and the other half will stay because that's what they heard. If half the people stay and half the people leave, it's disorganized as fuck. And if Sniggity misses something, and maybe that they were just like in a blind spot or like spawn camping or something, and the people die because they recommit, it is just not worth it. If your main caller says to get out, don't contest it, just give it up and just go next. I don't want you guys to die because there's a counter call. I hate counter calling in a lot of cases. It's debated because like if you guys are organized enough and fast enough, then the counter call could be true, and then you guys recontest, and then you just take the space that's there and defend the second for longer. But I think it's a risky, and I'm not sure how fast you guys can be together yet, because you guys aren't invite. You guys are... I am. Somewhere around there. So, I don't want to put, like, too much pressure on you guys to, like, do fast rotations really quickly at this point. So, if your main caller says to get out, you guys just get out. If you guys are down players, and especially if the cart is also close and you guys are down players, ideally you guys are just getting out, and cats should be calling, okay, let's leave. Or, like, it doesn't have to be cats, other people can call to leave too. And you leave through the back door of spawn usually. If you guys are not in spawn at the time of the call, whether you're playing tracks or, like, somewhere in here, you can either leave through spawn, or you can just leave through tracks here and back out this way. Ideally spawn is safer, but yeah, those are the ways that you'll be leaving, and those are like the two scenarios where, yeah, again, you either are down positioning or you're down players, especially if you're down both, on what to do on backing out. You just don't want to lose people when you back out, okay? Alright, let's go third. Third holds. Sentries. Usually if you're rebuilding from scratch, I prefer it here where the texture changes on the tracks. Roughly in the middle of this. Is where I put my gun. The dispenser can either go in the corner or against the edge here. I prefer it against the edge of concrete. That lets my players like peek out more aggressively while like not hiding in the corner. Technically being back here is safer, but I like my players more aggressive. So either works. It's also, I guess, technically the safest because of soldier bombs. You have dispenser armor. So I guess it's mainly a preference on which spot you want to put the dispenser, but it kind of changes the way that your players play, so it's important. Gun, I rebuild from back here, and if I have space, I like to move it up here on the crates. More advanced strategy is putting it more on the point here, but that requires your team to play aggressive, which I think we can do. So I'll go over like aggressive third and a more like normal passive third. Oh yeah, if it's on crates, everything has a super long sightline on it from here that you aren't really looking at because you're back here and you don't really have good vision outside of this like little window. So you have to wrangle a lot. So keep that in mind.
It's funny because when I put it on boxes, I barely get spammed, which is kind of interesting. Maybe
Yeah.
it's because it's lower divs. But...
Yeah, it's a low div moment. I put on boxes, I'm getting spammed by like 4 different things. So
yeah, but higher divs definitely.
So but that's actually a good point. If it's like working out where nothing ever really spams the gun, then focus on that spot, I would say. And then like when they do spam the gun, then you can wrangle and it's even stronger and it stays up for that longer. I just recommend if you're playing there with gun, you do need Rescue Ranger for it.
Yeah.
Because you do not ever want to be healing like this, where
Yeah,
a spy
I know.
could decloak right here, or a sniper could be hard scoping here and then shoot you while you're doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would say, yeah, priority number 1 should be this spot up here. If you can't place it up there, place it back here. And then if you're doing an aggro hold, you can place the gun over here. It's theoretically back here, but we're going to talk about that. Okay, I'm gonna start going over the other classes now that everyone knows where your gun's gonna be and your dispenser's gonna be. Telly doesn't really matter. You can be creative with that or just not use it. Oh, and just know spy decloaks. Around this corner usually. Back here, they could decloak. Spies sometimes decloak like right here. To sap gun. Those are just a couple of spots. I think mostly from back here is where they come from. Other classes, flank is really important. It's the strongest area to push third, and so it's the most important to defend. Something that's really hard to deal with is sniper on flank. Oh, I need water. Okay. If sniper's on flank, it's really hard to deal with, especially if your own sniper's dead. And if they have like the rural guards protecting the sniper so that your soldier can't bomb or a spy can't stab them, this sniper's area is really hard to deal with. And even if it's not the sniper, just players playing up here, it can be hard to deal with. As such, you want to defend it, and the classes that mainly kind of defend this back area are mainly going to be like spy, heavy, and scout, and soldier. Scout doesn't necessarily have to play back here. You scout, you're kind of just wandering, and I think if your team is playing more aggressive, playing back here is better. If your team is playing, if your team is playing a little bit more passive, like your demo's around the corner here, then sometimes spy checking from back here, and occasionally shooting cart is also good. And you can also rotate indirectly without crossing a sight line, by the way, Cream. Double jump up here and cross like this.
Hey, Scout, it's Pauling.
Oh, I don't have a no clip line on Scout? That's crazy. Yeah. You can just cross like this, and then that way you don't have to peek a big sight line. It's a lot longer, but if it means you live, just rotate like that. Use the toys from back here. For this long sightline, the toys are going to be especially good. If heavies and soldiers are trying to peek this, just use the toys on them. And you want to also protect your heavy. Heavy, Siren or whoever else is going to be playing heavy. I keep on saying whoever else because whether it's subs, ringers, or like roster changes, I never know what's happening with your team. Whoever's playing the classes, the heavy class, Loki up here is so good. You shoot down on crates from up here. Sniper doesn't really have a sight line down there. If the sniper is looking at you, you can just play around this corner, and you can also peek this. You can also drop down, and you just back up. I like it when my scout and heavy, or soldier and heavy, are aggressive on these rocks at the beginning, and as more pressure comes their way, they just back up, and then heavy can play the default on the rocks right here. You can either grab the pack here or ask for an arrow. Don't be afraid to ask for arrows. I think it'd be a really good idea if your medic was proactive with heals onto your flank. Because the flank, being able to stay on the flank is super, super good. Then yeah, your heavy just head glitches this, or could also just walk through ladders sometimes for free. So heavy eats good on flank. If your heavy is fully like healed, ideally with a buff if possible, but sometimes not because it's across the sight line in the major play area. Yeah, heavy just kind of shreds from these like 3 positions alone, either up there on the flank like that, or pushing through ladders. And then ideally your soldier and your scout are supporting your heavy so that they can take advantage of that. If combo goes around the flank like this, your heavy obviously needs to back out and just play safe on here. If they're getting spammed off from here, you can try to do a wrap play where they're going around, they're coming around this side, so you kind of just keep on going. They're not going to chase you because they're going to be focused with whoever's like at the gun or wherever else over here, or like your demo who's shooting up to help your heavy. And so you from here you can either see, you can clear this angle to see if there's anyone like watching you, and then you can clear cart pretty easily as well. And spam from up there. So yeah, heavy is super good. Soldier, you're just using your jumps for mobility and then just kind of helping on flank. I don't like it when my flank ready clears lockers. I think it's a little bit too aggressive. If you do clear it, it's just like, just for a moment and then you fully leave. Maybe if they're wiped, or wiping. It's just, you don't have vision ever in these choky doorways, so if you ever meet something around the corner, it's like a 50-50 on whether you live. And I hate that. Okay, I think that's enough on flank. Your demo, ideally, I don't like it when my demo hides behind the corner here. If your demo is fully buffed, our demo should be playing like out more. You can either spam the doorways. Good trap, by the way, especially is right above the cart like this. People don't really check it. You don't have to all put it in one spot. You can kind of put it a little bit wider if needed. Ideally, they won't catch it. And if you're an AM, I don't think they will catch it. When the cart goes under or a player goes under, you just dead. You either have spy call it, or you just like look with your own fucking eyes. Either works. You can also trap the corner like this. Although this isn't really something you have to worry about in this div, a funny one is up here. Getting a kill from up here is so fucking funny because it's a common in higher divs. It's a common high bomb spot to go around and then kill your medic. So seeing a soldier just go from main, jump high, and then just die, and then see their ragdoll fall is so fucking good. But don't worry about that. You worry about good two trap spots are like these, I would say, are really good. No more niche because they play wide, but you can do this as well. Most of the time you'll be spamming this corner right here. Heavies and players tend to like hide around this corner and so that they can peek like this, and then get on cart maybe. So if you spam that corner, they can't do that. It's not as free. Just yeah, basic damage. You can also spam the stairs and then over the stairs because sniper sometimes peeks there. Demo, it's half your responsibility to deal with the sniper when he's on the stairs like that. Like, it shouldn't be on your sniper to take the SVS like this, and it's within Demo's range, so you can shoot it really easily. I wish your demo was here for this, but it's okay. Otherwise, if your flank needs help, you will spam up here like this, or if they're pushing ladders, you can spam the corner of ladders. If the sniper is all the way back here, and some the snipers will try to take this view, you can hide it using ladders like this. This is ladders because there's a ladder in it, and it's a pretty good point of interest. You can hide like this, and then you can just quickly cross. Try to like take stops here. So like you don't want to, if the sniper's there, you don't want to stop until here, and you don't want to stop again till like right here. So you just want to like play here for a bit if you want, like this, and then just cross. Play crosses like that if the sniper is back there. If the sniper's trying to go flank, all it takes is some spam, and you can play out freely because you know that the sniper is on the flank like this. No one else besides your sniper and spy can really contest the sniper up there, so it's important that your demo can spam the sniper as well. And when your sniper is spamming the sniper, when your demo is spamming the sniper, they should always be 260. Your medic should never take the beam off if possible. When they're trying to spam sniper and crossing like onto the open, and then your players need to walk out with your demo. I think even our demo had this issue, and I think my current demo also has the issue of like playing all the way back here a lot, even when they're fully tanked. Oh yeah, you can spam the hill like this too, or spam up here. And I hate it because you're giving up a lot of space, and your team kind of relies on your demo to walk forward and take this area. If your demo's back here, basically anything on the other side of this line belongs to the other team. Even if like you have one or two flank members, they can just come from cart and come from flank, and then your flank is just pinched. They can't drop down because then they run into the other team, and they can't really do anything up here because they're fighting the other team anyways. So it really sucks for your flank. So I like my demo to be able to walk out with other players. The only players that don't really need to walk out is your engineer, obviously, your medic, your pyro. I think your pyro needs to be playing safe back here, and only peeking the air blast off cart if possible. Hitting the spy back in the open is fine. It's just that don't chase the spy. If the spy goes under, you don't have your pyro go chase it. I think chasing is bad on pyro. Then everyone else should really be peeking. If your demo and sniper peeks together, like if your demo peeks close like this, and your sniper peeks back like this, either demo gets shot or your sniper gets shot, but ideally, like, the other can kind of pressure them and build the space. If that makes sense. And your demo should be kind of safe if the gun's on the crates too, because they can always just back up around the corner slightly like this, and then now they're already safe because if anyone tries to chase after your demo, there's a gun shooting at them. Okay. This is the kind of standard hold and setup I am expecting. And your spy is obviously just doing their own thing behind. I don't really want to go over spy. Okay, I went over all the classes, I think. Pyro, yeah, don't chase. You're just kind of checking around here. Check your spawn. It's underrated spy check area. And check up here. Usually with a detonator, you don't have to chase all the way. Just like, you can spray if you want, but then just rotate back. Your pyro needs to not get lost when if a soldier high bombs. Again, it's not uncommon for a soldier just like go like this, turn the corner, and then do 2 rocket your medic. So if a soldier is called bombing, your pyro needs to like not raise it by like 40 degrees. They need to go up like all the way up, full 90 upwards. Because they have to be looking for high bombs. If nothing's up in the sky, then they can look down more forward. Okay, that's going to be it for third. Hopefully caught everything there. I did mention about playing around the gun being more forward, but I don't really have the time and energy to go over it anyways after all, so I'm just going to move past it.
About when should we start retreating?
Yeah, when to leave. Same concept. Once the cart is up the hill, for instance, there's a hill here, rollback zone. You always want to play to stop it from going up the rollback zone. Whether it's your demo or someone playing up here and shooting, you kind of have to hyper fixate on stopping it from going up, ideally without losing players. Once it's all the way up, you should leave.
Okay.
Unless you wipe them or have major player add, then you have to play out like on the cart, with a gun forward or something, to let it roll down the hill. But that's a very niche scenario because usually when it gets up the hill, like they have a good amount of players left. And if that's the case, then you just want to back out, and usually you want to back out through spawn. If you're a bit late though, you only have like 3 seconds after they cap. After 3 seconds, it gets locked. So you have to be careful not to be caught out. Otherwise, you just leave through main, the tracks. I guess I forgot to go over Ubers. There's like 3 types of Ubers. The worst one is up here. If they Uber up here, they have a lot of distance. You don't have to go meet them. You can just kind of kite it back a little bit into your gun. And then when you just kind of spam the corner, spam the cart, and then your pyro is going to air blast all the projectiles while your scout or someone or your engineer spy checks. And in post, you kind of focus on the cart a little bit more than the Ubered players or the players from before. Stop it from going up the hill. probably the most popular Uber in higher divs is ladder Ubers, and this is kind of what I want you guys to do as well, is ladder Ubers. It's a little bit harder to stuff. Ideally, they're kind of kiting to the side, and then if space is given, then they kind of walk forward with the Uber while something is going up the cart. Ideally, you still have flank members up here or something that can kind of pinch them in the post fight. They stay alive, they kind of look around to see if that they're going to be pressured from behind. And if not, when the Uber is over, they can shoot the players that were in the Uber or shoot the cart. Even if the Uber is like still going, they're probably the demo is probably focusing on everything forward. So your soldier, your spy, your heavy, your scout, whoever's on the flank, can just shoot whoever's on the cart and delay it. If the Uber makes a lot of space from your team kills gun and force you guys to be walking back, it's fine if they don't have any cart time, right? Then they have to turn around to deal with cart and just re-aggress when they do that. It's all about kiting and then applying appropriate pressure. If you don't have any flank, then you might just be forced out. If you don't have flank and you can't air blast them away from your team, so that you can't like stop the cart, then you just have to get out. Again, if it gets up top of the hill in a post fight, just leave. Don't die for last. Last is the most important one to have a hold for. Third Uber is if they come tracks. This is the easiest to deal with. If they Uber like right around the corner here, you just tank your pyro, make sure that your pyro is fully buffed, and then just air blast everyone. That's literally it. Other people have to peek. Your demo has to peek and shoot cart as well. And also your sniper has to peek to like, assuming it's post fight, your sniper has to stop the other sniper from killing your pyro that's air blasting, so that your team can actually like keep the cart off the hill. During the Uber, no one really needs to be peeking like that, but again, during Ubers you want to keep everyone alive, and you don't need to be in if it's an exchange. If it's a Uber ad, then everyone in. If they have Uber and you don't, then everyone kites it and lives, ideally. Okay, I think that actually covers everything on third, though. I'm running out of brain. Cool. Last. The one and only gun spot. The one and only dispenser. And yeah, dispenser here, gun here. Demo should be playing around big door, like around here. If sniper's called big door, your demo wants to walk like cross main and start walking into big door a little bit. You can spam the rooftop if needed, but most of the time you would be spamming the corner. Your spy should be gathering really good. Your spy or flank or someone should be gathering info on their sniper whenever possible. If their sniper goes big door, your demo has to meet them. Our medic should be playing roughly around here. Don't be playing behind the gun. Should be playing forward. Your heavy will be playing around this corner too. I think Siren, when I was playing medic, Siren was already here, and yeah, it worked really well. I think the thing I wasn't such a fan of is how many times we like stayed and tried to go super aggressive through red room. It's okay if we go into clear red room a little bit, and if we have the space, then maybe we can peek once or twice. But otherwise, ideally, like in a match, we're playing a little bit safer and for our lives. So like we clear out red room with our heavy and demo, and we rotate back. That's the ideal. And then if the sniper is peeking big door, you have your demo pressure the sniper and cross main. When your demo is doing that, your heavy is either peeking red or peeking tracks a little bit to just keep the pressure off your demo. Has to be timed right because your demo can't cross into shooting big door if the sniper is main, right? So it's like only if the sniper is not in main can he do this. Demo can also shoot the window if needed, but shouldn't usually be needed. So yeah, I would say it's important for your demo to play forward, your heavy be playing forward, and I kind of think your scout as well should be playing with your demo. Like your combo is basically in this entire kind of zone. Your scout is going to be rotating between helping out with combo, where they're focusing big door, main, or red room, without overcommitting your body and taking a lot of heals. and then rotating onto flank up here to help your soldier. Your soldier, I kind of want to be perma playing up here, watching flank, getting spam off whenever possible, and building banner. Make sure, since you're the only one on flank death, make sure you don't die to spy. You can peek here for sniper a little bit if you want. Don't overcommit your body though. And if you see like their combo going up, you can just spam a little bit and then leave. Drop down, get healthy, and you can either jump back up after they Uber or something, or go a long way this way. Okay? I don't really ever really want my soldier in red room on defense. Then whenever you guys are low on ammo, you can come back here, grab ammo by the crates. Pyro, I want Pyro to be mainly on. I want Pyro less on combo and more on your medic, which should be playing near the gun, but like in front, then also on the gun. Protect your gun and protect your sniper. Honestly, I kind of want a Pyro just on gun and sniper and not so much medic, unless like there's a sack wave happening and they're jumping your medic. Sniper, Sarah, you'll probably be mainly playing behind the crates a lot. Playing forward doesn't really give you much benefit, so playing near gun is where you'll be mainly playing. And so it's important that your Pyro is just keeping you and your NG alive.
Okay.
If gun is... Yeah, gun should not be able to get sapped or spammed. Just reflecting... And if they Uber through red room or main, you can air blast close. I kind of don't want our Pyro to walk super forward to air blast their players. Like, they shouldn't be... If they're Ubering through a big door, I don't want my Pyro, if they're back here, to then walk all the way over to air blast them like that. If they're walking up this hill right here, then our Pyro can air blast. Otherwise, just play back here and deny the spam while the gun is wrangled. And in the post fight, that gun will shred. And it's on the during the Uber exchanges. It's the responsibility of both the Pyro and the NG to spy check. It's a little bit hard to do both, but to both deal with the Uber and also spy check. But you just have to learn. It's important. Because everyone else needs to be focusing on looking forward, besides like maybe their medic, where your medic would just kind of protect themselves. And then also, Cream will also be, I should have mentioned, Cream will, since Cream is there, Scout, you'll also be spy checking, just like shooting corners and shit, when you're like not already busy. Your demo never has to spy check, and your demo doesn't ever have to turn around for spy. Your heavy can turn around for spy and like spray a little bit, but that's not really your heavy's job either. If they're like trying to peek something, that's more important. Okay, I think that's covered everything. Like, yeah, sniper calls are really important. I never like the SVS on here. I think it's so shit. It's always like a 50-50 on where they're going. They're most likely on whether they're wide swinging or they're slow peeking. Usually slow peeking. Then it's a 50-50 on whether you shoot faster or they shoot faster. It just kind of sucks. I hate the SVS here.
Agree.
Yeah. And there's also this angle to, if you want to watch mainly without peeking big door. And then, or you can watch like really tightly here. Like this or something. If they slow peek. It's like an Aeon peek thing where if you hug it, it's like your hitbox is in the wall.
Yeah.
So stupid, but whatever works, man, I guess. Anything else? Anything I didn't cover for defense? Medic I covered, engineer I covered, heavy, demo, pyro, soldier, scout, spy. Okay, I think we covered everything. Just play around at Uber ads. If they come from red room, have pyro air blast. If they're coming up the hill here, air blast. If they Uber in big door, I want my combo to kind of kite it back a little bit if they can. If you're you can, if you want to exchange, that's fine. It's better to exchange than to drop your Uber. If they Uber first. And then you can try to like catch un-Ubered players somewhere, but then you kind of reset back up here. If they go flank, that's the hardest to deal with, I would say. You your combo just has to kind of rotate like more up here and then shoot like this. And if sniper is picking big door, sniper is I think a higher priority for your demo than the combo up here, because your heavy will be shooting up there instead, and your scout. So it's mainly your demo should just focus on the sniper if they're called big door. Teams that over rely on their sniper taking the SBS to win defense holds are unreliable as shit, and you can lose holds because they happen to lose an SBS and you didn't know how to deal with the sniper afterwards. That's why I'm so fixated on your demo dealing with the sniper, or like your scout like also helping with the sniper a little bit with your demo. Like, don't hyper fixate on your sniper winning the SPS to kill the sniper. Spies can go for stab, of course, if it works out, but that's also 50-50. So, yeah, I think that covers all defense. And I already like used most of my energy and voice talking about it for 50 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty long.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to be detailed because I know it's kind of boring and it's maybe too detailed, but it's just good things to know. I feel like, and I think it'll make you better if you guys can understand this. And,
yeah, I mentioned it's long because it's a lot of talking. I know.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you shouldn't be the one apologizing. I think this is something we all
exactly.
kind of need.
Yeah, it's appreciated, even if you didn't catch all of it. It's like,
Yeah, I just
there's stuff to look back on.
Yeah, I just think it's boring to listen to a lecture for as a uni student, and listening to lectures, like, fucking hate it. It's not engaging, even if it's something that you kind of care about. I mean, if you care about it, it's not as bad, but still.
I thought it was engaging. I wrote it all down.
Oh,
Shut up, woman.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, offense. I'm gonna keep on going because I don't want to be here for 2 hours straight. Okay.
Dude, go.
So offense, right off the gate, your medic will be playing in spawn. Usually gives buffs like in this area because most of your players are walking through this door. It's mainly this door and like this door that your players are walking out of. Maybe like your spy or someone will be walking out of this door. It's very common for crit sticks to be like placed here, placed around these walls here, above this door, above this door. I think that's mainly it. Yeah, I think those are like the main spots you have to worry about. Crit sticks. Oh, besides also above here, obviously, or on the sides, and sometimes just underneath the cart in the front. You can push, if it's ever underneath, you get kind of around it, the cart. Like, so your scout or NG will get around the cart and clear it like this before the cart rolls onto it, ideally. If it does roll onto it, just try to keep your distance away from the crit stickies until the cart is all the way over it, and then when the cart's over it, you kill it from there. Don't take 2 years to clear the stickies. Your heavy can walk out with a fist of steel and clear or something. You guys just have to, like, after you're spending like 2 seconds just kind of like shooting like various spots, if it doesn't go away, you just have to fuck it and then walk out. Ideally one at a time, because if they do that, you don't want to get like the maximum amount of kills they can. But yeah, ideally it's just scout that walks out before your NG, but your scout is a lot faster, and any delay that the demo has with the det benefits. And then yeah, scout, NG, pushing cart. Combo ideally is going flank or hill. It's very common for heavies to be on the rocks here. Spy, probably Sniggity is going to roll out on the flank here, actually. First spot to see if there's a sniper or anyone doing like a hero peek up in the window here in the side house. After that, they'll be grabbing pack, they will cloak. And the first thing they're going to scout is gun location. If the gun is on the flank, you can usually safely assume they're doing a flank hold. If they're doing a flank hold, what you guys will be doing is a little different. So it's really important info for Sniggity to get. Is Sniggity back yet?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Just want to make sure you know that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run up down main, apparently. It's the best way to go, and then get behind them.
Yeah, main or hill, whichever works best for you. But I just want you to look for a gun first for the hold, and then the heavy next to see if he's forward.
Okay.
If the heavy is forward, ideally your demo and players can pressure that heavy off the rocks. and make him kind of back off a little bit. And then we use that space and just take whatever space we can as for a cart to move forward. And then, so let's assume that their gun is on flank. If the gun is on flank, and Sniggity calls that, I want your main caller, Cats, to be like, okay, let's take a track super. You guys should fast exchange. Don't have your medic wait and spawn. I want your entire team to be alive for this. If you guys are going to do an exchange where your medic and demo are going to peek around this corner, they're going to Uber, and they're going to spam the gun from here. During that time, I want your heavy during this Uber when they're on flank. Your heavy should be rotating up to the flank. You guys can go as slow as needed to get everyone in position. That's fine. It's just more important that everyone gets in position than to be super fast. Your heavy should rev around this corner and slow peek the gun. Ideally, that you can see the gun from here. If the gun isn't actually peeking you, ideally your soldier is back here as well, where your soldier can either bomb or walk with your heavy to then clear all this area more forward. Because it might be some teams put the gun more aggro right here. So then you can spam from right here and basically pinch the team between your demo Uber that's down here and your heavy scout slash soldier pinch from back here. Which is also really good. If guns on flank as well, Sniggity, sometimes sap is good, but if sap doesn't really work as well, you can either shoot from back here with the enforcer, or shoot from back here. Or shoot from back here.
Yeah, that was the best one because they can't really chase you back.
Yep. Also, if they're having a really successful first hold, you can go back to spawn and kill the telly. I feel like a lot of NGs don't catch on to Eureka effects on this map, so it's usually just like a free pick. I don't see many NGs use Eureka effect, especially in lower divs. I couldn't imagine. So, yeah. Yeah, so you know what you're doing. So yeah, in the exchange, it's not gonna be a demo solo, I don't think. If your scout's not going on flank with your heavy, then probably it would be like a scout demo to kind of chase, kind of like as if it was Koth. Otherwise, a demo pyro is fine as well. When they Uber, and you can't really kill gun from here, you can also focus your attention on the heavy instead, and your demo and your scout or pyro, whoever, will just kill the heavy while they're there. Because if you have this entire area for free, that unlocks Sarah's potential of playing back here and basically winning you the point. Sniper playing here is so fucking strong. So if their sniper's dead and their heavy's dead, then Sarah just gets to look at the gun, look at the cross, and look at their back out all for free. So, also during this, your scout and NG should be edging the cart forward. Usually, if they're playing forward like that, you can get it about this to the bottom of the hill usually. And before you have to back out and then wait for more space to be taken before you can push it even further. Scout is easy because you can switch between combo to cart or to cart to flank through the secret area down here pretty easily. If your sniper doesn't have the hill, then your sniper usually be playing like these kind of angles. Oh, I forgot to mention, after the rollout for your medic, if your medic's staying in spawn ever, your medic can just like arrow right here, and I've hit arrows. Even in the time I rang for you guys, I've hit arrows from here and healed people, so that's good. That's a good angle to have. After you exchange, your medic is basically playing out with your team the full time, resetting at the base of this hill if needed, and then walking forward. Your demo spamming from either tracks. If tracks isn't working out, you can try up here. If that's not working out, you can try rotating onto the flank as fast as you can before their combo rotates, and that could be fine as well. 3 different ways for your combo to kind of rotate and then spam the gun and spam the combo. You could try a sack wave. I don't like sack waves on this point, especially since this thing is pretty low. Skyblocker, but whatever works. So yeah, sacks or like numerous ways to pressure combo. Make sure to pressure at the same time is probably the most important thing. If your combo's pressuring from this side, but like you don't have any flank presence or anything from this side, you're not going to be able to get the point. Okay, enough about that. If they're doing passive hold, so they're back here. Usually it's going to be how I mentioned it before, with heavy here, flank's going to be on like the side house or on the flank, and gun and stuff is back here. I actually like it best if you first you have your combo play the hill and clear out this, and I actually personally think it's really strong to have your flank plus your sniper on the flank. I don't think Sarah was taught about to do this, but I find that if their team knows that the sniper is watching at them when they're playing chicken wire, they will just leave because they're scared. So if your sniper just gets free vision on the flank, maybe baiting a shot out of their sniper first, then you can just make them leave because they're scared.
Okay.
So that's one thing to try. Otherwise, the more standard thing is that snipers tend to play like either behind the cart or on the hill. But I would think you should try going flank first with your flank. Your flank should protect you, like your scout should protect you from the spy. No, wait. No, never mind. Your scout's playing on cart. I think you can...
Well, I'll have the soldier and heavy, right?
Yeah,
Or...
soldier... Heavy doesn't
Okay.
really need to play hill here. Heavy playing hill doesn't really do anything. So yeah, probably like Siren and Death would go flank with you, and one of them would... Ideally, Siren would help you against the spy, make you that space, and Death would just be grabbing more space on the flank, forcing them back out. And when you're making all that space on the flank, your demo should be able to play more forward, like up in front of the cart with your pyro and shit. Your pyro protecting your demo and air blasting spam, so they can walk forward. And of course, like our engineer and scout are pushing cart and then helping spam as well. And yeah, that's how you beat the passive hold, because you just make them scared and make them leave early. If they stay, don't leave early. Just kill them. Especially if you can demo get really close to the gun and everything, play around the chicken wire. You as the sniper can still like look around the gun area if anyone's still in. Like you can just kill them really easily. So.
Where's a good place to Uber from if they're doing a chicken wire?
You don't Uber.
Oh, okay.
Your medic should be staying in spawn. Same as if it was Swiftwater first or Upward first.
I see.
Chicken wire holds, you want your medic to be staying in spawn if ever possible. If you really can't take ground, like you need to Uber because you're not making any progress with the pushes, it's okay to take your medic out. You can either Uber over the hill like Scout and Demo. Scout is important to decrease the distance. And Demo can jump in if needed as well. Kind of like Astro Shutter, how I've had us do Ubers, where it's like Cream walks through the Uber, but then you flash your Demo so the Demo can jump in, and then you reconnect like on the ramp. Kind of similar logic, but on Vigil. And then you reconnect, and then you make all that space from there. And that usually gives you a lot of space with the Uber. But that's like a last resort, if you need to Uber. Because you want to save your Uber for second, if possible.
I see.
Okay, enough about first. Second. Actually, first, water. Make sure to stay hydrated, guys. Having a Banny jug by your desk, good idea.
Good idea.
Yeah. I need the water because I'm talking way too much and I'm slowly losing my voice. Okay, second. There's different ways to go about this. If they're down a lot of players, are key players, like they're down medic, engineer, sniper, that kind of thing. Especially if they're down sniper. I think you guys should go hill fast. You guys references your demo, pyro. Ideally it's gonna be your heavy. No, what was it again? I don't remember how this goes. I have to think about this on top of my head because I'm usually the cart pusher, so I don't ever get to move forward when my team goes forward. So my combo, it's good. Usually my medic, my demo, my pyro, soldier should go hill as well, not tunnel. And then obviously spy will be going as well. Engineer and scout will be playing cart. Heavy's a little slow, and I kind of want my heavy playing in tunnel to make the space for the cart, so that the cart doesn't stall when you have all the space on hill. With sniper, during these times, no one's gonna be watching you besides our pyro, so you kind of have to like take the 50-50. If you're this is if you're going fast, right? I'm saying if their sniper's dead or like their medic's dead or something, and you just need to go fast. Your demo and pyro just need to be peeking fast. Ideally, you as a sniper will also just go instead of playing further back, because the idea is that you guys aren't stalling. You guys are taking space. If they Uber into you or something and you guys don't have Uber, you let your pyro air blast so the rest of you leave. If you guys are going to exchange, that's fine. Just same thing, you air blast, but you just have to go around and flash as needed. And ideally get the Ubers out so that you can refight with neither team having Ubers. On second, I think fights are better without Ubers. You want red team to lose their Ubers in order for you to fight second. If they have Uber and you don't, you want to do you can do a sack wave like it's Koth. Same kind of logic as we do on Koth. Different doors, have one player stay back with medic, or I don't know, a couple players if needed. It's mostly important for like soldier, demo, and spy to be in, but other classes go in too. When your soldier is in on the aggressive play, when you guys are chasing, your soldier can either land on the rooftop up here and shoot gun or shoot their combo, or he can go behind and flank. Underrated in lower divs, by the way. Common in high divs, but underrated in lower divs is soldier just jumping. Learn the jump. Yeah, you fucking tier 5 jumpers or whoever you guys. There's like 3 of you here. Yeah, this is actually an important jump to learn. I don't know how to do it, but the soldier can jump, I think, off of one of these walls and skip off this rooftop, or they just hide. No, I think they just C-tap all the way behind. I don't fucking know, dude, but they get behind, and learning that jump is more important than learning your 10,000 sync rocket jump. Alright. And then you grab these packs, and you kind of make them paranoid about you behind. And since you're a soldier, scouts can't really chase you very well, especially if you play around doorways. But yeah, that's if you're chasing. And chasing is good if they're lagging behind and they're down some players. And during that, your cart is getting more cart time to go around this bend. Let's say they don't lose any players and they still have Uber. I think the best play for you to do is one of two things. You can either have your combo make pressure on rooftop, on the hill, thinking you're a sniper and just kind of like trying to take some space, like inch away some space on the hill. So you see if you get a key pick, while cart gets all the way up. Usually you want your cart, before you do an Uber exchange or something, you want your cart to be at this bend, if not at the grass. Somewhere in between here is where you want your cart to be. If your combo's on hill, you usually want like heavy and soldier on side tunnel. You don't want your heavy alone. I think your heavy and soldier should be a unit. Like, you guys really need to be playing tightly, so that you guys can play together. While individually, you guys can also shred. If you guys are together, you can shred even more and stay alive more. So like, if the soldier's trying to spam your revved up heavy, if their soldier's trying to spam your revved up heavy, your soldier should be spamming the corner so that he can't like do it as easily, or he takes damage when he does so. Or maybe you can go fast, so that they're not expecting the soldier to go really fast across, and they're caught off guard because now your heavy peeks fast and then shreds while your soldier distracts. Whatever. That's just an example. You just have to work together as a unit so that both of you can just like take the space. If it's a heavy soldier versus a heavy soldier, so like a 2v2, not much you can do. You can stand still. It's basically a standstill until one of the sides make a mistake. Which is okay until post-tubers. Hopefully in the post-tuber, like something changes. Like maybe if like their heavy is playing right outside, then maybe your demo can spam it, and that creates an opening for your flank or something. But it just has to be coordinated because your demo's not going to know if you guys don't say something. Side tunnel is good for your heavy soldier. Main tunnel is also pretty underrated. Your heavy shoots the gun, and then your soldier just high bombs up. And then what's really popular is for heavies, after they kill gun, is just walk like this, dude. It's so fucking good and popular for heavies.
Hey, Heavy, it's Pauling.
Do I really not have no clip? Why don't I have no clip on heavy of all classes? Jesus Christ. Sometimes, yeah, heavy just head glitches like this, and it's so good. Especially if there's an Uber. If he's in an Uber, but... side tunnel is fine as well. Rubbing around corners. And usually you can spam gun from back here if no one's there to contest you. Usually you only really peek as a heavy around this corner if like someone else is peeking from a different angle. Because it's hard to juggle both at the same time. But yeah. Yeah, those are... I already talked about basically hill Ubers. Hill Ubers are going to be demo scouts. With ideally, like in the post fight, you put a scout up here. You want your sniper to be able to peek wide. So like, ideally your sniper should be able to peek like on this little pack area where the cliff goes up, because then they can look all the way back there, and then after that's cleared, the angle's cleared, they can peek like this. And that's probably the most important angle right here. And if needed, they can also peek the shutter, but ideally your demo has that pretty locked down. And at the same time of doing something on hill, your flank is either doing something in main tunnel or side tunnel. Typically side tunnel is better for your flank, but if it's too hotly contested because there's both a soldier and a heavy there, they can peek main tunnel instead. I think the number one thing you guys will need to learn for this to really work is your listening skills. You guys will have to read the room without being able to visibly see what's happening. Yeah, so if like your demo's fighting and he's calling damage and shit, and then he's walking up on the hill, that might be a signal for your flank to be like, okay, if my demo is peeking and my combo is peeking, I might want to peek now too. But if they're like kind of like more quieter and nothing's really happening, you don't really have to peek unless there's an opportunity. Okay. If you guys are playing a little bit slower on second, it's very common for your sniper to go into Jenkins or Sidehouse. I don't know what you want to call it. I call it Jenkins, but
Jenkins.
It's really like this kind of angle is really good for your sniper. Back here, even down here is pretty fine. Rhythms or Azuna, whoever is available, really needs to be playing on our sniper so that our sniper doesn't die. And like Tazi or whoever's playing playing Pyro, that should not have to worry about your sniper unless your sniper is playing close to the combo. Especially if your sniper is playing this doorway, your NG has to essentially play body block. Instead of like playing an angle to have vision on players going for the sniper, you have to like body block so that they hit you instead of the sniper. The reason is that like there's too many angles and shit where they can come from and harass your sniper than you can really do about in a fast time. If your sniper is playing here, and you're like playing back here, the spy can still like find an angle like here that you wouldn't be watching, or if you're now watching that angle, they can just come around this corner. You can't cover everything at once as NG, so you have to play like directly behind your sniper to keep them alive.
Is it more worth it to for the engineer to play for the cart time or play for the sniper?
If soldier and heavy are in tunnel, then it's not that important. You can
Okay.
also have your NG get on cart after like you have the space. Like you guys pressure them out of all this outside space, then you can have your NG go on cart. If your sniper, if you want to play like in your combo, and I forget what timing you do that at, you have to ask one of your mentors. But if you play more with combo, like on hill or back over here, your NG doesn't really have to play on you. After spy checking a little bit, they can just drop down right here and
Okay.
onto the cart. Yeah, it's up to the NG to really find the timing to do so. Ideally, your NG is not on your sniper if the cart is either here or further back. The cart needs to be like roughly in this area for you to be on your sniper up here, and then in post dropping down to the cart. Also, usually it's just you on hill with your sniper if you're playing hill. In the fact that you keep a mini, usually helping your heavy and your soldier. Roughly, I place it roughly here. This is just to help them in tunnel, so that they can back up and like have some kind of help. And then I would put. Usually when I spy check for my sniper, I like to keep a mini with them, but in this case, it's better in tunnel. If you don't do a hill Uber, there are other Ubers that are also good. If Pyro's dead, you can do a side tunnel Uber. Usually I like kind of like you can either do like a heavy demo or like a scout demo or something. As long as you have players on hill peeking at the same time, and you can distribute this however you like with players. Side tunnel can be okay. It's a little bit of a longer walk to their combo, so it's not as good. The second best Uber, if not hill, is usually main tracks. This is usually a usually this is a demo heavy Uber with the heavy head glitch I mentioned, and the demo walking forward. And you just have like and if you have a combo doing a tunnel Uber, you have your soldier go on hill with your NG and your sniper. I dislike snipers in tunnel. If you can be in there to like help clear angles for your combo to be in tunnel, but after that you have to rotate hill. And since your combo's in tunnel, you need protection, so I like my NG on my sniper. But yeah. And if your combo's in tunnel, your flank should be on hill, so like your soldier would be on hill, either bombing over and around, or bombing onto the rooftop and spamming down. Either works. I think in lower divs, the rooftop here is underrated. It's really good, and I don't think they'll know what to deal with an amateur. Okay, I would ask for questions, but maybe leave it later if you remember. I just want to keep on going. Okay, so they're leaving third. You guys cap. If they're down, make sure that like you only need ×3 on the cart. You don't have to overstack it. And if you're down in a lot of players, or they're down a lot of players, I should say, just chase. If you have a lot of players and a lot more players than they do, chase, stop them from getting a gun up, and you can even sticky the door if your demo's fast enough, because that's the only door out. You can also do that door as well. If there's a lot of cart time, I forgot to mention, you can sticky trap this door. You will catch people. I feel like they're gonna spawn and immediately walk forward, and then you can blow it. And then when they cap, you just move on. Or you can just move on fast anyways, and then just keep control of this. It just has to be with like your entire team, not just your demo. So like your heavy should be more forward, your pyro should be more forward, your meg should be more forward, and you kind of lock down third, if you can. If not, let's say they get a setup going, and I would get cart time a little bit. You can play back a little bit in main, wait for cart time, until it's like roughly like at this doorway here, and make sure you clear for like any traps are up here or around corners and shit. Once cart's like roughly in this area, your demo can choose between doing a track super, which is shit, or ideally taking your sniper and combo all the way around the flank. You can clear this a little bit if needed, but ideally you guys are going all the way around like this. And if you're going to take an Uber, do the Uber I mentioned through ladders. Ladders is the sightline blocker. See, like you don't have to peek anything. Suddenly you're right in front of their entire team. You get really close for free, and from here you kill gun. If there's an exchange happening in the Uber, you kill gun first, and then you focus combo next. They're shiny, so you can't shoot combo, so you just want to kill gun. Ideally, you're coordinating with your spy, same as any other point. During this time, your sniper will either be in this window, or ideally, your sniper is escorted all the way back here. And there's nothing they can really do, especially during the Uber. If there's an exchange going on, and your sniper is able to get an angle, your sniper can catch all the non-Ubered players that are trying to kite it. But it has to be protected by your flank when you do that. Deatham already knows a couple of the strong high bombs, so I'm not really going to cover those. There's also the one from lockers. I forget how they did. You remember how that goes, Death? I don't remember it.
It's go from lockers, where the blue exit is, the blue spawn exit.
Yeah? Is it like off this wall?
No, it's off the wall to your right. Or behind you, right next to lockers.
Alright, whatever. Doesn't matter. You know it.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Mini sentries is good up here. Mini sentry is really good up here. Put a gun up on this little higher ledge as you push cart. Ideally you have ×3. You can even have usually I think heavy is good playing around this corner on offense. To help with cart time. Pyro is also good for cart time because you just reflect as you push the cart up. Heavy sometimes can go for a funny play behind and then rev like right here, or jump up and then rev and get a pinch play going. But that's like an off angle. It's like a one-off thing. Usually your heavy just plays main, walks forward with your team. Especially if while an Uber is going on, you should be getting cart time. Once it gets up this hill, you can usually just sack players, have your spy touch, that kind of thing. Not gonna go more specific on that. I think that's all the pushes. An Uber on flank is only if like you can't really get anything. If they're playing close on ladders and you can't really get close there, and you can't get close main or anything, you can Uber back here and maybe like drop down here or something. It's not very good, but just as an option. If you ever Uber through drop down, you're a fucking alien. I think that's all of third. Cool. If there's more that I need to cover, you guys can ping me later. Okay, last. Biggest mistake in lower divs, letting them set up. If you get a good amount of downs, if you get a good amount of kills on third and you just cap, and they're still backing out, but they're like down 4, but you have all your players, or like most of them, go fast. Leave your NG, leave your scout to push the cart. The rest of you need to be going fast through main. That means heavy, soldier, demo, medic, pyro, literally everyone should be going fast. Sniper, like through main, your soldiers should be whipping all your slower players, and you guys should need to be going fast before they can set up a gun. And then you can play this angle right here. Especially your sniper can play the back angle. Your pyro's kind of spy checking while this happens. If the spy's alive, if the spy's dead, then you guys just all walk up and you take the space. You can have your if you wipe them and they're respawning, usually how it kind of goes is that heavy kind of plays around this corner right here, head glitching as needed. Your demo will be spawn camping this door, ideally from like this side if needed. Can spam both doors if needed. And you guys are just keeping an eye on both of the doors and spamming as needed. If they break through, you guys should back up and play kite this way and then kite more onto the point. And you can back up slowly as needed, but usually you can kind of hold this ground once you have it. And all during this time, you should have ×3 on the cart all the way up. By the time they kind of respawn and kind of push you back, usually it's going to be around this corner, but now they don't have a gun, and you can refight without Ubers usually. Yeah, so that's why chasing is important. Because you get a lot of time for your cart, and you take a lot of space, and you kind of keep them in spawn, and can't keep a gun up. That's why chasing is important. That's chasing. Normal, let's say they have everything set up, basically, and you're just pushing cart along. You guys can play in main for a little bit during the rotation. You don't have to peek too far. Just get a good feel about how set up they are, where they're positioning. You just want to grab some info a little bit. And buy some time for your cart, your spy, or whoever else, your spawners. You just want to buy time. And then once cart is like a little bit further up, like probably around the top of this grate, and going around this corner maybe, your combo wants to rotate. There's 3 different ways to really play this. Usually you want to send your heavy and soldier onto red room. Your heavy and soldier will play together, kind of like get whatever spam they can, make space. Your soldier will focus on spamming the corner, make sure that your heavy can't just get spammed for free. And your heavy is just kind of the mower, who's just going to kind of mow down as they turn this corner and clear it. If sniper is watching them, of course, then back up. Make sure that you're peeking at the same time as your rest of your team. So you want to do that on red room as your sniper peeks big door. However they want to do it. Whether wide peeking, which is usually not how it goes, or slow peeking, you want to do it at roughly the same time. Ideally, a little bit faster, I think, so that the attention is more on your red room players rather than on your big door players. Their sniper is going to look for your sniper. So, but you can keep the rest of the pressure off the sniper. And then, yeah, combo can either play big door with your team. Usually, when you do that, you drop down all the way on the cliff, as to not show. And then you can play roughly, like, hug this wall, and peek gun or peek their combo, and you play like this with your demo. With beam on him, and then Pyro just kind of spy checking and having him make space like that. Or your combo can go flank. I think combo on flank is pretty good, and it causes that split pressure. Your Pyro just kind of airblast the soldier back. They have to get additional resources to deal with your combo on flank. At the same time, your sniper can peek for free. And your flank players, your soldier and your heavy, will peek red room here. If your sniper is ever peeking big door, your NG should be on top of him. I put gun up on the rooftop, and then you're going to be playing over on the edge, because the decloaks you have to worry about the most are on this cliffside, because snipers like to play up like as far back as they can, so that they, I think, because they see the most and it makes their hitbox the smallest or something. But if they do that, then spies can just jump up and shoot them. So you're on the cliffside to watch for jumping up spies, and you want to watch for spies just decloaking onto your sniper. It's important that your NG plays with their sniper when they peek. Okay. And I have a gun up here. Did I cover everything? I didn't talk about scout at all, but that's mainly because you're pushing cart, and then after you can't push the cart anymore, it's just kind of rotating as needed. You can either play big door or play with your combo on flank, maybe for like a scout demo Uber to chase them into their spawn or something. But ideally, once the gun's down, you're just turning this into a playground, because the gun won't stop you. You can just kind of jump around and have this free space. Sniggity, did your mentor tell you to mainly do Enforcer in all the doorways and shit?
Yeah, he said I can usually just go big door, spam gun.
Yeah, either main or big door. Whatever is less predictable. And the only thing I don't like about big door, okay, when you do big door, don't do this side. Do this side. If your demo's playing big door, don't do big door. If your demo's going to spam from big door, do main.
He said it's wherever the team isn't.
Yeah, I guess that is what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, I'm just repeating what your mentor said. I'm not going to say anything more. I think they taught you well. But yeah, I think that's pushing last. Exchanges. Oh yeah, the final Uber. I think the priority Uber is on flank, like up here. If not that, you can do a main, but from the left side of big door. I mean, you can do a big door Uber, but from the left side of big door. So you walk up like this, and then you Uber. Spam kill gun, and then focus on players. And in the post fight, when there's no gun, you kind of all flood out in this area. You bring cream in, you bring your heavy in from bread room, that kind of shit, and you all push together. This is probably the second best Uber. The third one, which it can be good if they're not expecting it, is like a heavy demo Uber in red room. So heavy demo peaks here, and you just melt gun and you walk forward. Policy can get into reflect, or whoever's pyro can get into reflect as needed, but ideally your power should be out of the Uber of that. I don't like main Ubers. You can try it. I don't really have any advice for that. It'd probably be like a scout demo or like a demo pyro to reflect their Uber and get space. That's all I can imagine. Okay. And with that, I swear I think I covered the whole map. I think everything. Okay, any questions? I'm so tired.
Oh my god.
I think you were way more detailed than what any of us were expecting.
Especially for